everybody, welcome to the show. Excited about today's build because today's build is actually a little bit more of a no frills 5080 build. The parts we're putting inside of this build today, because I wanna go through them and just kind of let you guys know why we chose the parts and all that sort of stuff. So first thing we're gonna start off is obviously the CPU, and there's not a whole lot I can say that maybe you know, maybe you don't know. We're going to start with a Ryzen 7 9800X3D. X3D chip, it's pretty much the best at gaming. It's still the fastest chip. When you think about 1080p gaming, it's the fastest chip. It's by far the, what everybody's considered the best gaming chip. It's the ASUS B850 Plus Wi-Fi. Given that we're doing a 5080, inside of this build, and I think I've been saying 4080 all this time. The reason that we're doing a 5080 inside of this, which means we're going to go ahead and have Gen 5. We're going to talk about RAM and we're going to talk about storage. So we have a 4 terabyte SN850X Gen 4. WD has been a huge supporter here of the channel. We've used a ton of them. I've never had one fail on me. Next up, we have G.Skill Triton Z5 Neo. G.Skill is just kind of one of those, for lack of a better term, it's like those staples in RAM. They're great looking RAM. They're very easy to control in terms of RAM compatibility for RGB and all that sort of stuff. GPU. Normally, and you guys know this pretty regular for me, normally when I was doing a build, I would always match the motherboard and the GPU. The only reason that this is a mismatch is that this build was actually selected and commissioned well before 5080s were actually readily available. And so this was one of the circumstances when this gentleman wanted a commission and we wanted to pay MSRP, and I got what I could get at MSRP, and this was the one that we got. PSU, I don't think anybody doubts why I've done this, though I will say, you might see me jumping to those RME 7 or 1000 watt PSUs. This is the Asus Tough Gaming 1000 watt PSU. Again, he didn't want frills. He didn't want to spend money on things like cable extensions. So the one thing I really like about these is it's very easy to make the cables look nice. The glass is see-through, so it's not a tinted glass. So I just want to make sure that when we got finished with the build, it's really clean. Probably one of my favorite AIOs, right? Nice and inexpensive. The Phanteks Glacier One 360 M25 G2. Really like this AIO. It's inexpensive. It's got a 5-year warranty. It's very easy to install. And then we're putting this inside of the Lian Li Lancool 217, which we just got finished doing the review of. It's the second live build inside of this case. And the individual who was doing this commission actually switched from a Phanteks case to this one after seeing that review, was like, and that stream, it was like, yeah, I absolutely want to do this case instead. So it's going to be one of those things, if you're into the look, absolutely great case. And if you want to see more about it, check out a review. Let's do our CPU install here. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and do our M.2 slot here. In like Flynn. Boom, there you go. And then this needs to be peeled. There we go. Oh, it's so heavy. Ugh. Check this out, Brian. Put it out down here, just slides right out. There you go. Now you got access to that down portion there. And then you got all this extra foam. What? Magic! It's the small things that keep us entertained, ladies and gentlemen. It's the small things. Here we go. Just dropping it in. Dropping it in. There we go. Here we go. So now, guys, Time to put the AIO in. AIO. This does have pre-applied thermal paste, so I'm glad I didn't do thermal paste. There we go. Okay, there's that. And then our fans. Seems good. Oh. There we go. Okay. And really big, long screws here, so that makes it really easy to guide in. And from a simplicity standpoint, get our GPU in. Here is the GPU. There we go. There it is. That was a nice solid snap. Okay. You can see it actually underneath there. That's that built-in bracket. PSU time. Okay, so I'll take that off. There we go. Okay, so this goes right here. And this will go right here and then on the bottom down like that. And then now we have our PSU on the side. Okay, now comes the fun part. Route our PSU cables and we're done. So is that the way the PSU sits? It makes it really easy for us to just be able to connect them the way it is. There is the last part. Okay, hook up our cables. So first one, GPU cable. There it goes right there. .24 pin, right there. There we go. Nice clean look there. And then the top one, there we go. Okay, so all the cables are now done. PSU panel. There we go. Panel. Boom. Top panel. There we go. And there it is, guys. Build is done. I think we're ready. 3, 2, 1. I see spinning. There it goes. And then just showing you guys temperature-wise what it's doing. Now, I forgot to run a fan curve here, but it's running 83, 82, right? So not having any problem, basically. Cinebench is running now, and it's pulling at 22,666, so definitely working on keeping that CPU cool. It looks like it's probably going to stick maybe 83, 84 at the most, but not having any problem basically cooling this thing. Let's take a look at gaming temps. So let's just see how this game performs. So I mean, the reason that we show this is people say, well, this run all of the top 10 games. That's why we run this one every time. So we'll do Ray Tracing Ultra. We could actually do Ray Tracing Overdrive. We'll do Transformer with DLSS. This will be at 1440p. And let's give it a go. Let's see how it runs. So there you go, 79, 80 frames per second at 1440p. This is with everything cranked, no frame generation. So yeah. It looks so good. And this is what you want, right? Like, I know a lot of people love to run the 5080 and say they want to run it 4K, but honestly, 1440p is just the ideal resolution for this card. It can run everything. You don't necessarily need frame gen if you don't want to use frame generation. Because I mean, you can look there. Look, max FPS was 99.49. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was DLSS was on quality, not even, it was on auto. So I could set it to, I could probably get a little bit higher if we set it a little bit lower. But again, set it to balanced instead of auto, which always helps. But dude, it looks really good. And that's with ray reconstruction. And again, no frame gen. So there you go. Anyway, guys, there it is. That is the build, the beautiful $3,050 5080 build that I kind of like. I consider it no frills outside of like a little bit of RGB, like the AIO, and a lot of those parts are really just kind of about getting the best bang for the buck without spending anything that you don't need from a showcase standpoint. Anyway, amazing build. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in today. So make sure you stay tuned over at youtube.com/Robeytech. Also, make sure you join us over at discord.gg/Robeytech. Amazing place to meet other like-minded tech and PC enthusiasts that love to talk about these things. So if you've really just enjoyed the camaraderie, head on over there, and it's a great place to continue the conversation. You guys might make a friend. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Bye, guys.